Are you scared of talking about your business confidently? Maybe you shy away from making strong and bold statements about your product or service and what it possibly could do because maybe you don't want to be wrong or you worry about talking someone into doing something. Sound familiar? Now, if you're holding back, though, in how you talk about your business, I have a tough message. That means you're holding back your business success. Is that really what you want to keep doing? I want you to stay tuned to find out what you can do about that. Welcome back. I'm Dr. Anita, founder, of course, of TheFreedomPrescription.com, where you're going to get your dose of motivation and inspiration to create the business and life you've always wanted and probably you've always craved, if truth be told. You know, I've noticed recently a trend with some of my clients and some people who ask me questions at different seminars and workshops and such, even on my Facebook page, things about building their business. And it's this trend of holding back. I think people, especially recently for whatever reason, are really scared of taking a stand and making a bold statement about what their product or their opportunity or their service or whatever, what it could actually provide to someone. So they retreat, and they only talk about it in very mild ways, or maybe with a lot of qualifications, or they commit the cardinal sin of a business builder of just not talking about their business enough. So in sales talk, they really fail to close the sale, as they say. Speaking confidently about the best case scenario that your product or opportunity might provide somebody feels intimidating. It feels scary to take that kind of a stand, doesn't it? There might be a part of you that worries, well, what if I'm wrong? What if I lead this person into something that maybe isn't good for them or wasn't in their best interest? And I get that concern. I really do. Back when I started my coaching practice years ago, I actually held back as well. So I know exactly what you're thinking. I knew though in my heart how much of a metamorphosis a person could experience if they chose to coach with me. I know that, and I knew it then. But I also know, and I knew it then, that coaching depends entirely on how much effort the client puts into their own goals. So, what if they don't try that hard and then they blame me for not getting results? And here they spent money and I didn't deliver. That was a pretty big mental block, mental hurdle for me. Now, what I did realize over time is that when it comes to encouraging people to do something, like, for instance, work with me, I had to be real confident and I needed to be very clear about what the results are likely to be if they did choose to work with me. I would talk to people and I would say things like, well, now just imagine this actually. Let me tell you just think about this. If I came up to you and said, I'm not really sure if I can help you, but I probably can, so why don't you just give it a try? Who's going to want to work with me, right? That's not very, it does not inspire a lot of confidence. So I had to learn to say, yeah, you know what? You can figure out your goals, your objectives, and we're going to work together to get clarity and help you move forward so that a year from now, you're going to be making more money. Do you see the difference in those two statements? I didn't promise anything other than what I can deliver, which is my time and my expertise. Make sense? I also, though, deliver my firm belief that anyone can learn to achieve their goals if they're willing to do what it takes. Now, if you're holding back in how you talk about your business, which I hope you're not, but I bet you aren't going to win over any fans. And this is a big truth. People do not want to follow a weak leader. They don't want to. Why would they? People are going to feel better and they're going to feel more confident when you project confidence. And if you worry, perhaps, about talking them into something that they don't really need or that thing is going to fail for them, then you're going to have to get over that. You have to respect other people enough to allow them to make their own choices. This gets to the heart of what people believe about who is in control of things. Now, just like you make your choices, other people can make their choices as well. And if they make a mistake, that's their responsibility. Now, if there's a small part of you or a big part of you that thinks you were strong-armed into making some choices that maybe you kind of wish you hadn't done, that it's somehow somebody else's fault that you're in whatever circumstance that you're in, I want you to think really long and really hard about that. Because the reality is that you make your own choices. Now, you might allow some people to influence you, but unless truly someone's putting a gun to your head or a knife to your throat, you're free to choose. So someone may present a really great sounding opportunity or service or a product, but it really is up to you to work that opportunity. If you truly respect that everyone makes their own choices, then you won't have as much trouble talking about your product, your service, your opportunity, whatever. And you won't have trouble talking about it boldly. You're not going to fall into that trap of thinking that, if someone buys something from you, then somehow you're totally responsible for that person and what happens to them. And that's just not true. And you're not even responsible for the results that they get for what they purchase. You just aren't. I want you to understand your boundaries and understand other people's boundaries. Once you get clear on that, it's going to become much easier to step out with confidence and conviction about what you're doing. And I don't mean for you to be irresponsible. It is true that you will be somewhat responsible for making sure that you provide great service, great customer service, and a great product. How they use it, how they transform that for themselves is totally up to them. I hope this information was helpful to you. And I know it's kind of a big deal to wrap your mind around, because a lot of times people think that other people are responsible for the choices they make, and that's just not the case. So if you did find this to be helpful, and even if you didn't find it to be helpful, maybe other people will. So go ahead and share this on Facebook and Twitter and Google+. Give me a thumbs up here on the YouTube page or over on my website at thefreedomprescription.com. And certainly on Facebook, feel free to like this video. And I'll look forward to talking to you next time.